welcome. You're watching Market Meter on Money9. I'm Sakshi Batra. This is a show where we give you all the key updates of markets and the entire action in the first half of trade. And we also get you the fundamental expert views on what way are the markets going to trade from here on, which are the particular sectors and stocks that you must keep on your radar. Joining us today is a very special guest. Mr. Rahul Sharma, fundamental expert from Equity 99, joins in. Thank you very much, Mr. Sharma, for joining in, and good afternoon to you.
Sakshi, for having me on the show here at TV9, and it's a pleasure to be at this platform with you.
It's our pleasure indeed, sir. Let me begin by asking you your market outlook, and especially how are you approaching this market? We are seeing some bit of first signs of consolidation after the sharp run-up that we had seen right after the union budget. So how should investors really approach this market right now? Do you see signs of more consolidation, a deeper correction from here on, or will the markets bounce back and this is just a dip where investors must look out for some quality stocks?
Sakshi, see, in my view, and everyone will agree on me. See, post-budget, we have witnessed a non-stop rally, and this is kind of a historical run which we have seen post-budget. If we see the history of budget sessions of India, see, from day before yesterday, only this rally has taken the pause, and now I think the stock-specific approach would be the correct decision for the investors as well as for the traders. Nifty from here on may enter into consolidation between the range of 15,300 and 14,700 on the lower side. And similarly with the bank Nifty, 37,000 is the upper range and 34,000 is the lower range for the consolidation. And I think after this huge run-up, there are many stocks which are still looking undervalued, and the stock momentum will be visible in coming days. Leaving the market scenario, one must take a stock-specific approach in fundamentally strong stocks. Over to you, Sakshi.
Okay, fine. And, when you talk about some particular sectors that have indeed participated quite well in the last 1 week in the budget rally, we would actually talk about names in the banking space, PSU banks, private banks as well. Some of the auto names have run up quite sharply. The infrastructure sector also rose up quite sharply. Are these particular sectors still of interest to you? Do you see more steam in this particular sector going on from here?
Yes, actually, I will agree with you on this post-budget, especially with the bank sector, the bank Nifty, including PSUs, as well as the private banking space, have done tremendously good for investors and traders. And I still believe there is a little more space left for the upside of these stocks, and specifically the sector. And speaking about the auto sector, see, I'm really bullish on auto as well as on auto ancillaries because from last 2 years, this sector particularly was not performing so well. But I guess now the turnaround has already happened, and in coming 2 to 3 years is really bright for auto sector as well as for real estate.
Okay, so banks will also have some upside, and auto ancillary is something that you're really looking at. Something which has interesting, developed in the last 2 or 3 trading sessions was the realty space. Now, this index was also rising quite sharply. Are you looking at some of the top names in this sector where investors should keep an eye out on?
Yes, I am. See, basically, the budget and the RBI governor announcement. See, by that, I can easily believe that coming days for these sectors, especially for the real estate, in especially some states like Maharashtra and Karnataka, is going to boom a lot. And I believe that such companies which are doing fundamentally good with their books and have the strength to make up to the new mark and have good potential in terms of projects in their hand will do really good. And Sakshi, at this point of time, see, I think correction may happen, but if you say correction of around 1,000 points in Nifty, I believe that this will be kind of a profit booking in routine. This won't be called as a big correction. Many of our regular customers have been asking us about the queries that whether they should book profit or not at this point of time. So my answer to them is always like, this is the time when you should sit very tightly with your investment. Many of the risky traders are thinking that there will be huge correction now, but the fact remains the same that Nifty, if it all witnessed 1,000 point correction also, then it will be looked as a routine profit booking here.
Okay. Particularly in the banking space where you have been quite bullish as well, and you do see some upside over here, I wanted to ask your view on one State Bank of India, which has already run up quite sharply on the back of the announcements in the budget, the RBI announcements, as well as its own Q3 earnings. Do you see further upside on this stock going on even from here after the sharp 15% run that we've seen in the last 1.5 weeks? And also, what about the NBFC space? Is there more steam left here too?
Sakshi, SBI, SBI is a fantastic stock, and look out their NPA numbers. They are so low, being such a big bank, and they have such low numbers with NPA, and they are really doing good work in terms of management and converting their old school behavior to the new era solutions. So I believe SBI from this point of time also looking at a long-term horizon will do surely good.
Okay.
And speaking about NBFCs, I believe some of them like the big names like Bajaj Finance and all still have got good potential to reach upside mark from this range.
Okay, so SBI and both the Bajaj twins also could be kept on the radar. They have a huge upside even from the current levels as well for the long term. Let's quickly jump on to your recommendations for our viewers today. Where do you think that investors who are looking out for good opportunities, good stocks to invest in over the next 6 months to a year, where would you recommend them to really focus on?
See, Sakshi, first of all, my first selection is from capital good sector. See, this is a very old story. Back in 2007 and 8, the stock name is Elecon Engineering. This Elecon Engineering company is engaged into business of design and manufacture of material handling equipments and industrial gears. And the day before yesterday only, the company has posted the good numbers for the December quarter. And at one point of time, Sakshi, in year 2007 and 8, the capital goods sector was at boom, and this particular stock was trading around 340 levels. And today it is just available near the price of rupees 50. The performance for the company was not so good in terms of number from a very long time, but from last 2 consecutive quarters, Sakshi, the company has been posting good numbers after a very long time. Sales has grown by 6%. And EBITDA by 50%, net profit by 166%, and the interest cost has also been deducted by around 28%. So overall numbers posted by the company are really good, and the cycle for the segment of capital good is changing, and the opportunity is good here. The stock must be accumulated between the current levels, keeping a stop loss of rupees 47 and a target price of rupees 70, 75 and 80 in coming 6 months.
Okay, so 70, 75 to 80 kind of target prices are being recommended on Elecon Engineering with a stop loss of under 50 is currently it's trading at around 54. And let me tell you, Rahul, it's already jumped up about 7.5% in today's trading session. So it's a sharp jump that we are already seeing, and further upside being recommended by Rahul over here. Okay, so Rahul, what would be your second recommendation for the day?
See, the stock name is VST Tyler Tractors Limited. The VST Tyler Tractor is engaged into business of manufacture of power tilers and diesel engines, and very largely in agricultural equipments. On 8th February, Sakshi company made announcement about the collaboration of Monarch Tractor, and this is a very interesting story. The Monarch Tractor this is kind of a technical partnership between VST Tyler and Monarch Tractors. Monarch Tractors has recently launched their fully electrical driver operational smart tractor, which is world's first, launched in USA in the month of December.
Okay.
So, and this collaboration will be a huge benefit to VST Tyler. It is the company. It is kind of a debt-free company having a small equity capital of just 9 CR. And day before yesterday, numbers which they have posted have been really good, and a turnaround numbers in where sales has grown by 65%. EBITDA has increased by 456%, and net profit by 788%. These are huge numbers, actually.
Right.
And EBITDA margin has also increased by around 4.35% to 14.71%. 9 months a number, if you'll ask me, are also good, where sales has grown by 34%, net profit has grown by 264%, And the stock on TTM base, EPS currently, it is just giving PE of 22x. And as we know that the tractor sales has been in demand, and especially with the farm equipments, we are observing huge demand in the sector. And in the market in coming days for the company is really bright. I would recommend each and every investor to accumulate at the declines, keeping stop loss of rupees 1790 for the target price of rupees 2400 to 2500 in coming 6 months.
Okay, so
Over
a
to you,
sharp
Sakshi.
run-up is expected on VST tillers as well. Very strong numbers, robust operational performance, and the outlook is also quite robust from the current levels. You could keep a stop loss of under 1800 on the stock. It is trading at around 1960 rupees, already up about 1.5 to 2% in trade today, and there is a further upside of up to 2500 is what Rahul really recommends on this stock. What would be your last recommendation for the day, Rahul?
Sakshi, it is from the infra space and the stock name is Kolte Patil. See, this is a Pune-based company but have a strong presence in Mumbai as well as in Bangalore. The company is working in the real estate sector from the year 1991 and it has delivered prestigious projects to the cities. Sakshi, it has successfully delivered more than 50 residential projects, township, IT parks, and have developed more than 20 million square feet of area land into construction.
Okay.
Recently, as you must be aware, Maharashtra government has taken some norms and measures by which real estate companies got big benefit in their businesses, resulting higher number of sales in December quarter for the companies working in Maharashtra. Last Friday, Sakshi, the company has announced the December quarter numbers and it seems to be really good.
Okay.
The numbers are kind of turnaround for the company sales, and the best part is the company has done the highest ever quarterly collection, which is nearly around 382 crores.
Okay.
It is kind of a double collection if we compare it to last year. The management of the company said this December quarter 3 for financial year 2021, they have done the highest ever collection in the history of the company. The net debt to equity ratio has been reduced to 0.29x, and now the company is very much excited for the financial year 2022. And in my suggestion, Sakshi, investors looking for great mid-size infra company has got great opportunity here at the current market price of near to 257. So they must accumulate with the target price of rupees 330, keeping stop loss at rupees 230 in next to 3-4 months.
Okay, so within 3 to 4 months, you can actually see this stock jumping up to 330, and the recommendation from Rahul is to accumulate at the current levels of about 257 on the stock, because the earnings have also been quite supportive as far as the Q3 earnings are concerned. They are doing, there's some kind of a turnaround also being reported in the earnings of Kolte Patil as well. So mid-size infra, real estate major, anyone who's looking out for opportunities in this space can look out for this one as well. Thank you very much, Rahul, for sharing your market outlook with us and also sharing these recommendations with us. Hope to have many more interactions on Money9 with you, and we'll keep getting you and your views for our viewers as well on Money9 continuously. Let me just recap for all our viewers today. Elecon Engineering, VST Tiller and Kolte Patil. 3 stock recommendations from Rahul's table for a long term, 6 months kind of a duration, where you can see a strong upside, and these current levels are also good for accumulating these companies in your portfolio as well. However, as we always say, do speak to your financial advisor before investing in any of the stock recommendations done on this channel by Money9 experts as well. Okay, so with that, let's move on to see what kind of an impact are we seeing on the markets currently and what kind of a move are we seeing. There has been quite a lot of volatility since morning trade, early morning trade. A bit of green on the benchmarks again. You can see just about 0.2% gain for Sensex and the Nifty, 15,130 level for the Nifty 50 currently, 51,381 for the Sensex. Nifty Bank has actually slipped into the red with 0.2% loss over here. 35,719 is the current level of Nifty Bank over here. The mid cap and the small cap space, which is the broader market space, are still outperforming, especially led by the small cap index. Even in yesterday's trading session, we saw that the small cap stocks were really outperforming. From morning again, they have been leading the markets today. 19,605 is the current level that we are seeing on the BSE small cap index, up about 1%, 185 points of gain. Let's quickly see what kind of a sectoral move are we looking at this moment. So the situation is changing by the hour, and just half an hour back you could actually see a split screen between red and green as far as the sectoral movers are concerned. But currently, if you see, it's largely green at the moment. 0.5% gain for the private banks. The PSU banks are still seeing some bit of a red and are down about 0.5% in trade. The metals are shining right now with up about 1% trade right now. The FMCG stocks are also pulling up in trade with 0.5% gains at the moment. The financial services space is also up by 0.2% at the moment right now. It's the media stocks that are seeing a bit of profit booking at the moment, but it's just the PSU banking index that's left widely in the red at about 0.5% loss. But most of the other sectoral indices have actually moved up in the green, so we can expect a healthy closing for today, but we'll just have to look out for as to what kind of a closing do we see. Remember, it's the weekly expiry of Bank Nifty, and we could see any kind of volatile moves even in the last 2 hours of trade as well. So we'll leave you at that, but lots more action to unfold right on the other side on Money9.